Thank you so much, everybody. Now, y'all know, I want to introduce y'all to Mr. Forrest. It's not Gump, okay? And I'm not Bubba. This is Forrest of, if you ever had the rare coins, how we always talking about prepping, how we always talking about you need to have tangible evidence, you need tangible funds, because one day it's going to be what biblically says you're not going to be able to buy, borrow, or barter. So you're going to have a way. And this is part of also having an entourage of your prepping stash when necessary. And with the gold and silver on the rise, we should have invested at least 20 years ago, but right now you need to invest in today. So it's not too late to not only secure your foundation and your portfolio, but also your house. So I want to introduce y'all to Forrest. So Forrest, can you please tell us a little bit more about your company? I talk about y'all on my show.
Sure.
So I'm just saying I ain't got no gold.
Yeah.
But I have always appreciated y'all. So when I really met him and when I first got a part of the NRA, every year I make sure I swing by the booth just to say hey, and the familiarities of who he is to me, I really appreciate it.
That's great.
So thank you so much for coming. I want you to explain to everybody what are y'all about, what you do, how long you've been, and how you want to teach people that greenbacks are okay, but having a little bit of gold and silver in your life is worth it also.
Absolutely. So I'll just kind of give you my story. I started working here in 1994. So I was 17 years old. I'm fresh out of the mountains. I didn't have running water, electricity until I was like 15 years old.
Wait. You from the Appalachians?
From the Washington State, the Cascade Mountains.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had a Vietnam veteran dad that went off the grid and raised me out there. But one thing he did teach me about was tangible assets.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have a lot of money, but we did have. We had some silver, we had some gold, we had some steel, we had some lead, right?
Yes.
So on my 8th birthday, he gave me 2 presents. I got a Colt 45 and a silver coin. So that's the kind of thing. This is the silver coin that I got here.
You've been keeping it
Eagles.
all.
Well, not this one. I do have the very first one.
Okay.
So I do still have it, but I don't give that one away. So everybody should own some silver and gold.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question about it. It is, in my opinion, it's the last true form of private portable wealth.
Mm-hmm.
It is private. It is tangible. You hold it, like you said, greenbacks. You have a dollar bill that some people say it's paper, but it's really like a cotton mix, right? But what's it backed by? They say it's backed by gold. This is real. This is real money. You can feel it in your hand. That's an ounce of silver.
Mm-hmm.
When I started working at this company, an ounce of silver was $5 an ounce.
How much is it today?
$80 an ounce.
Wow.
Yep. And so, you can do the math on that. When I started, gold was $250 an ounce. Now it's $4,800 an ounce. Right? So, long term.
Wait a minute, you walking around with like $4,000 in your pocket?
Well, this is just 1/10 of an ounce.
Oh.
But these 3 coins, well, here's a good one. This one right here, let's take this one, 1909, 2.5 Indian Mint,
Oh, wow.
65. That one's about $10,000 by
You
itself.
better take it back.
So, silver and gold, you talking about prepping.
Mm-hmm.
I write a monthly column for a survival newsletter. I went on Shark Tank with a guy named Jason Hansen many years ago.
Okay.
And he does, it's called Spy Escape and Evasion, Spy Briefing. And he has hundreds of thousands of members. And I write a monthly column about silver and gold. Most of them ask questions about prepping. If the world, essentially comes to an end, if the dollar's no longer good, how am I going to trade? Do I trade silver and gold for food? I said we could make a few more $1 million a year if we pitched fear. If we said, oh, you got to turn everything in and buy silver and gold. It's possible that we will get there, right? It is possible. You mentioned end times.
It's prophecy. We won't be able to stop it, especially when they're trying to push us towards digital currency.
Right. So when it happens is the key, right? So what I believe is to the degree, to the percentage that you believe it's going to happen in the shorter term is the percentage you should own in that type of asset. So what I mean is, if you think there's a 10% chance that happens in the next 5-6 years, you should have at least 10% of your net worth in physical, tangible silver and gold that you can trade. If you think it's longer than that, right? If you haven't given up on greenbacks or you haven't given up on investing in the stock market or real estate, then coins like this are a good play.
You can always pass it down generation to generation.
That's exactly right. It's a very private way to pass money on. But what I like is gold is near its all-time high. It's a few $100s away from the highest it's ever been. I think it's going to go to 7,000 an ounce.
I believe so too.
A lot of people laughed when we said it was going to go to 4,000 an ounce back when it was 2,000, and look where we are now, right? But I think that if you want value, coins like this that have been over $20,000 per coin are now half of that. So this is what we call a cyclical investment. It works in cycles, you know, and most things do work in cycles. And Mark Twain said it best. He said, the past never repeats itself, but it sure as heck rhymes a lot, right? And so if you can find those rhymes and those rhythms and those patterns, and you can get in onto the right side of them, you can do well.
Now, I do a nightly show from 5 to 7, Monday through Fridays, and then I do a show at news at noon every single day. And this is something that me and my fam, the people that are watching right now, Marsha, and William, and everybody, I am one of those people that actually get in the chat room and I talk to these people because they are my family. Even though I might not have ever met half of them, this is what we do as a family on my show, is that we encourage each other, we teach each other, and when one person have that knowledge, we talk about it so we can also be knowledgeable. And with the gold and the silver and the rare coins and everything, that is a must. That's a must you must have in your home or investing or assets, even if you just first jumping in. So, and I always say it's faith over fear, but you still know it's coming. So why not be prepared earlier? And for the people that don't think that, you know, like you said, it might not happen in our lifetime, then you go ahead and you set up the next generation with wealth and not a curse.
Right.
So when you have that mentality and you have that hunger for this, where do they actually go and do research on y'all? Can they actually go and buy from y'all? And is there something on the website where they can learn more? Pass that along to their own communities.
Yes, so universalcoin.com is the best place to go.
Okay.
Go to our website, universalcoin.com, and then inside of there, there's everything from charts and graphs and all that. The best thing you can do, if you only look at one thing, it's our gold guide. We have a brand new gold guide that encompasses everything. It's an award-winning piece. It has everything from evolution of coin bull markets. It shows you the difference between what the S&P and the Dow and CDs and money markets do versus gold versus certified coins. There's videos, tons of videos that you can watch of myself or of President Mike Fulgens. So there's a full education. If you want to sit down and just have it without a bunch of pop-ups saying buy this and buy that, if you'd like to buy, you definitely can. You can buy online. The best way to buy, though, is to call us, is to either email us or call us. And if you'll do that, we'll assign a personal representative, because your situation might be completely different from somebody else in your family situation.
Absolutely.
We have clients that are millionaires, and we have clients that are thousandaires, you know, and some that are hundredaires, right? But I have clients that, you know, that have done one coin with me, one silver coin over 20 years, and then I have clients that have done $8 or $9 million. So each one's different. And I'm not going to recommend the same thing to you if you believe we are for sure in the short term going to be needing silver and gold for food. Well, I'm going to recommend something else for that. So, you know, that's the best way, is get you a personal representative. We'll assign one person to your account. Whoever calls in, we're happy to take care of them. And we make it fun, too, you know?
Absolutely.
It's
and how do we learn more? And you said learn more on how?
universalcoin.com.
All right.